I'm Wendy Ellis, apparently also heretofore known as the late one. I apologize. And I am the director of the Wellbeing Center of Excellence at Honor Health. Prior to doing that, I taught as the director of behavioral health in our family medicine residency. So I've spent a lot of time in the healthcare space. I also want to say thank you for placing us last, because I think now we are speaking to and preaching to a well-informed choir of people who have really gotten a lot of insight from the previous speakers. I want to point you to the quote that we chose to put here, because I really think it encapsulates why Andrew and I have chosen to do the work that he's going to explain right now. That, as Margaret Wheatley says, our work is to foster connections. We've heard all about the importance of relationships and the how relationships can be the context for change, personal development, and professional well-being. So with that, here's my
Let's switch, because I have some notes.
Yes.
Good evening, everyone. I was going to say afternoon, but we are last. So apologies. We're the only thing standing between you and your Friday evening. I'm Andrew Sheppard. I'm the Senior Director of Advanced Practice Providers at Honor Health. I also have a stutter, but despite that, I also tend to ramble. So I wrote some notes, and the good thing is we have plenty of time. So here we go. So what's the call to action? The U.S. healthcare system is increasingly dependent on APPs. We now comprise 41% of the total provider workforce and account for over 60% of new provider jobs annually. This is not just growth, this is complete healthcare transformation. As the APP workforce expands, so must our commitment to their well-being. Literature underscores the need to teach, promote, and integrate not just well-being, but well-being as a behavioral skill set across healthcare teams, including physicians and APPs. You see, well-being is not just a soft skill, it's a strategic imperative. So why does it matter now more than ever? Well, there's an engagement crisis. In 2024, Press Ganey engagement scores for APPs saw the greatest decline compared to all other healthcare roles. This signals deepening disconnection between APPs and the systems that they serve. Declining engagement is not just a metric, it is a warning sign. The APP workforce is expected to grow 38% over the next 10 years, with an average of 29,000 jobs opening per year. This is one of the fastest growing segments in healthcare. If we don't invest in their well-being now, we risk building a future workforce on a foundation of burnout. To underscore the significance, there's an enormous retention risk. National data show 40% of APPs intend to leave their organizations within 2 years. The AMA Joy in Medicine survey revealed a dramatic increase just in Honor Health APPs alone intention to leave, going from 3.6% to nearly 20% over 1 year, signaling widespread dissatisfaction and burnout. But these are not isolated concerns for Honor Health. They are systemic warning signs. The survey also revealed a twofold increase in APPs reporting that they do not feel valued at all from 2023 to 2024. These findings reflect a growing emotional and professional disconnect, in part because many APPs do not have strong clinical leaders that understand the breadth and the scope of their unique role, and as such, they are undermanaged, undersupported, and underrecognized. So what's the leadership imperative? APP leaders are uniquely positioned to influence culture, morale, and retention. Investing in their well-being is not just compassionate, it's strategic. When leaders feel valued and supported, they create environments where teams thrive. And clearly, this is the workforce that deserves to thrive.
So we are very committed to this work. There's been a lot of great work done in leadership mentoring, reverse mentoring, am I labeling it correctly? And within the physician space. However, there's not been a lot of research done in improving things specifically for the APP population. And as such, Andrew and I have gotten together and sort of planned, this is a work in progress, caveat in parentheses. We expect to roll this out by the end of this quarter, but we are in the process of creating basically an APP Leadership Academy training, okay? The objectives of which will be to inform and sustain an inclusive, high-performing team of advanced practice professionals, and that will also help not only their engagement, but their sense of competency, well-being, professional satisfaction, and being valued by their organizations, as we saw, is unfortunately something that is not a prevailing sentiment. And on the left, you can see the leadership skills and the well-being skills that will be woven into the curricula of this training academy. So that's okay. Okay. And these are what we anticipate in terms of our insights and findings. We've chosen basically kind of 4 measurements. Our Honor Health always does the Press Ganey survey yearly, and so we will get another picture of where we're at with engagement pre the academy and post the academy. The other 3 measurements are the mini-Z, when we're using that because it's basically endorsed by the American Physicians Academy, the American Medical Association, and so on. And we're aware that there is definitely burnout in the survey-taking space, and in the inboxes are really pretty crowded. So we wanted to try to tailor it down to some potent measures that really get at what we're looking to understand. The second thing is the Stanford Professional Fulfillment Index, great measurement, and then the Mayo Clinic Leader Behavior Index. So we'll be getting at leadership, their sense of engagement, and their sense of feeling valued, and also elements of what has come to be known as burnout. And I think that's basically it. So I just want to, before turning it over to Andrew, I want to say that I think this is a really important effort. We've done a lot in the well-being space for our physician colleagues, also in the nursing space. I'm not as aware of efforts in the APP population. And I think that if we want to, well, editorial opinion, this is Wendy speaking. Healthcare is in a constantly evolving and ever-changing journey. Day to day, sometimes we see changes. And in order to maintain the incredible workforce that we have, because nobody goes into healthcare because they don't care. They care. their hearts are filled when they can connect with people and help people and connect with others on their team. So we want to support that, particularly in this population. And now I'll let Andrew kind of wrap it up.
Excellent job, Wendy.
Just don't let me fall off.
So I think that there's a huge opportunity to implement APP leadership structures in organizations, which is what we have done in Honor Health. APP leaders are not just operational leaders, they are culture carriers, they are retention drivers and well-being multipliers. Investing in APPs and their well-being is about transforming healthcare culture from the inside out. It's the most strategic move we can make to ensure that we continue to nurture this growing workforce into the next generation. Thank you.
And yeah, you'll be getting these slides, so we included them.